Hey gamers, welcome back to Square One Games. My name is XONEVANT, and we're here to continue our road to 1000 for Assassin's Creed 3. This is going to be sequence 9.0, and it's going to be episode 16. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map. I'm obviously in New York, and we have a lot of stuff to do. We got some, some viewpoints we need to take out. We got some almanacs we need to do. We got some treasure chests. We got some peg leg trinkets. I mean, some Boston Brawlers. I see some liberation missions and some courier missions. There's a lot going on here. So what I'm going to do is do my typical thing. I'm going to go ahead and map clear. And then we'll come back and take a look at how everything looks once the map is clear. Looks like I got a Homestead mission in here too. That's probably from Manor Mysteries. I have to do something for Achilles. So we're going to be working on all that right now in the first part of this video. So let me go ahead and do my map clear. I'll update you if anything crazy happens, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so just a quick update. I'm still doing my map clear, but I did come across a slight issue that I wanted to point out to you guys. I was working on the liberation missions I had done. I basically liberated 2 districts except for the North District, and that's because it keeps telling me that I have to find my district contact. Now in the other 2 districts, they showed up, right? They showed up. I did all my vantage points, my viewpoints or whatever. You know, I was just doing my typical map clear like we've done in Boston, and everything else showed up. And then when I got to New York, it didn't show up. So I wanted to show you where it was in case that was happening in your game too. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. Actually, I'll show you on my my mini map. It's actually right up here in this, like, the top left-hand corner. See what I mean? You got to talk to Deborah. And it's kind of in the top left-hand corner. That should be a good enough reference for you. If you look at the line right here where it separates West District from North District, it's like 1, 2, 3 blocks up on that left-hand side. So I just wanted to show you that in case you were having issues with it. Once I get done with this mission, I'll have New York liberated, and then I'll come back with another wrap-up after I do some more map clear. I just wanted to keep you posted on that, and I will talk to you in just a second. Okay, just another quick update. I think that the game may be glitched. After I did all the liberation missions, right? I just showed you where Deborah was. I did that particular liberation mission, got it all completed, and then I thought that I would be at 100% with everybody, but you can see that I'm at 100% with the Jamie Colley mission or liberation, and then also with Jacob. But then when you come up here, it still says 90%, as if there's still something left for me to do. But there's nothing left for me to do. Like when I go to my logbook, you can see that I don't even have anything in here. When I hit my start button, because you would think that it would also be in the DNA tracker that I haven't completed it. But when you go in here, liberate North New York 100%, West New York 100%, East New York 100%. Obviously the other squares is just me making them assassins, which I'm working on right now. And she is an assassin right there. Make Dobie. Yep. She's right there. And then you can also, I'll show you that she is one of my assassins. Alright, like I've officially recruited her, which typically means that you're done with that district. You can see her up there at the top. Let me see if I can pick a mission here and show you. Right there she is. I've already sent her on 1 mission. So if this keeps me from getting it shouldn't keep me from getting my my final score, but it may be happening in your game too. So I kind of wanted to bring it to all of our attention. So if for some strange reason I don't get my perfect score, then it's because of this one thing right here, because I've done everything else 100%. Okay, so I just finished up my map clear of New York, and again, I just want to show you that I did liberate the bottom 2. It's saying that I didn't liberate the top one, but it's giving me credit in my DNA tracker that I did. So I'm assuming that's just a glitch and that it is probably just going to work itself out. But I did want to kind of point that out. Now, in terms of what I've done with everything else, according to my logbook, I still haven't bought all the weapons from the stores. What I'm going to do is keep leveling up my recruits until they're all assassins, because I'm getting a lot of money. And now that I have the lure ability, I can send assassins out and they can just get money for me. And I'm probably just going to wait till I have, probably go ahead and get a good $100,000 stashed away, and then I'll probably just go on a shopping spree and get what I need. I think right now I have like 70 some odd thousand, so just wanted to point that out. I did participate in the you know how you have to fight, I think it was called the Sailor. I just did that, and that unlocked the smuggler, which I have to go back to Boston for. So I wanted to point that out too. Now I'll bring that up in just a second. I haven't done anything with the Hunting Society, nothing with the Frontiersmen, nothing with Naval. I did find some of these delivery requests in here just as I was traveling around. They kind of just show up on your map. Some of them were actually icons on my map, and some of them just showed up while I was running around. So you can see that I've been working on those, hare meat, elk meat. Obviously those are something I already had. And then salt I actually got out of a treasure chest. Now you're probably wondering how to get all the other stuff, like how did I get a toy doll, and how did I get, the hair accessory. You've probably seen the people run around the map that look like the robbers, I guess, where they will steal something from one of the civilians, and then they'll just start running away, and the little red pouch icon shows up over their head. That's really how you are able to get a lot of these. Some of these you're going to have to craft, like the paper. I know you can craft that, but like the hair accessory and stuff, I'm sure you can craft them all. But if you're having problems with it and you see somebody running around with the pouch over their head, just kill them and then make sure that you loot their body. And typically you're going to get what you need, right, for these particular things. So that's something else I'm going to be working on as I continue to play through the game. Like I said, some of this stuff I'm going to craft, and some of it I'm just going to get from the little thieves. So just want to point that out. Haven't done. Oh, I did participate in the Homestead mission that was in New York as well, and it was the tailor. Remember, if you've been following the guide, we could not do. It's right down here, because we're also working on the Encyclopedia of the Common Man, and there's one for the tailor. And remember, we didn't have the tailor out yet, so I found her inside of New York, helped her out. She's actually heading to the Homestead now. So that's kind of what I've been able to accomplish in New York. Let's go ahead and go to my DNA tracker and let you see where I am. I'm at 12,621 points. Again, I was able to, do all the liberations for New York. At least that's what it's saying. Right now, I'm currently working on making all them assassins. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. Yes. The almanacs. I'm at 100% on almanacs, chest, feathers, and peg leg trinkets. So obviously I have to go back to the Homestead and turn in all my peg leg trinkets. That's going to open up some more naval stuff. So we're going to be working on all that, and we should be able to knock those two out once we turn our peg legs in. I have found all the forts, by the way. Let me show you where those are, in case you haven't found them yet in your game. There's two forts in New York. One of them is right here on the left hand side of the map, and the other one is all the way at the top, pretty much right as you're coming out of the frontier. You can find that, and that should be able to take care of that for you. So I'm done with the map clear of New York. I did find a fast travel point down here, which I will be doing a video on the New York Underground, but it's probably going to come in the next sequence. I'm probably going to separate these two videos because this one may be running a little bit long. Not sure yet, but I will be doing a video for that one by itself, so that it doesn't kind of involve itself with this particular video, because it can be a little bit long and confusing. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and head back to the Homestead. I'm going to check on some stuff on the frontier. I'm basically just going to do a sweep of everything and see kind of what's going on and see what I can dig up, and if anything happens I will let you know. Okay, so I just made it back to the Homestead. I haven't done anything yet, but I did just want to show you kind of what I will be looking at here. Looks like I have 3 little Homestead missions I need to knock out for now. And then the next thing I'm going to do after that is head over to Peg Leg, turn my trinkets in, and I'll kind of keep you updated on that as well. But for now, I'm just going to again knock these 3 out, and I will see you all in just a second. Okay, so let's talk about the unlock a complete set, and you have to see all the optional characters settled at the Homestead. Pretty simple unlock to get. If you've been following this guide, then you should basically have everybody out except for Timothy. The tailor, the female, you would have gotten her out in New York. She's already in the Homestead, so that counted. And then remember the previous clip I just showed you where we had 3 Homestead missions? There's one that takes place inside of the inn, and all you do is walk in. There's going to be a pastor there who's wanting to start a church, and all you have to do is give him $1,000, which you should have that if you've been doing your assassin missions and collecting treasure chests. You should actually have a lot of coin at this particular time in the game. So it's going to say raise $1,000 for him. Just go back there and talk to him, And then as soon as you do, the church is going to open up right there, and your unlock's going to pop. So just wanted to kind of clarify how we actually got that unlock, and let's keep this thing going. Okay, so just another quick update right fast. I did want to show this clip because this is part of your Boston Brawlers. You know, the little icons that show up on the map with the fist. This is one of the guys that I found a little bit tricky. Obviously, take out all of his enemies first. And when you finally actually fight him, like when you've killed all the other enemies, which I strongly suggest because they're a little bit aggravating, what you have to do is, I'm showing you here that you can't hit, like you can't counter him by hitting A or X like you normally would. What you have to do is you have to throw him into something to kind of take him out. You see how that took off energy? And it takes off quite a bit if you can actually get his face to ram in to that workbench. But if you can't, sometimes you end up just like throwing him on top of it, and then he like falls over. It's still going to take off energy, and you know, that's good. But if you can get him to slam his head into it, it takes off a lot. And the way that you do this is you just hit counter, you know, hit your B button, and then take your left thumbstick and pull it in the direction that you want him to go, which would be toward the bench, and then hit B, and that's going to ram him into it. Very similar to one of the earlier sequences. Okay, so this is the last guy that you have to fight before you are able to enter the tournament. And all you want to do here really is just keep hitting A a lot so you can knock him on the ground. And then as he's standing up, just make sure you hit him with the X button. And then just keep repeating that until he goes down. And then you're going to be given basically orders, I guess, to go and enter the tournament. And I'm showing you here where the tournament takes place, because for whatever reason it does not show up on your map. And I hunted this thing forever, and I finally found it, and I said, well, if it's not showing up on your map, then I'm going to show you where it is. Obviously we're in Boston. It's right there on the line. If you go to your Liberation map, it's right there on the line. It's just south of that fast travel point that I just showed you. And then this is just a couple of quick clips that I wanted to show you from the tournament. You're going to have to fight, I think it's four like opponents, if you will. And they're really not hard at all. I thought it was going to be like a longer tournament than this. Really not tough, just showing you some highlights. And I do want to point out one thing, that you don't really have to worry about your health too much if you're just fighting the people that's in front of you. But the problem is that the ring is so small. You can see how much energy I've lost just because the crowd can actually hurt you. Initially my instinct was to back into the crowd and then let them come to me, right, and then just counter them all. But you're going to find that it's probably just best to just sit in the center of the ring and then just do a lot of counter punching. And that's the last opponent that you have to take out. That's going to give you credit for the tournament. But just kind of wanted to point out those tips. Just stay away from the mob and you should be fine. Okay, so I just finished map clearing the Homestead, and I wanted to come on over here and do some naval missions. Now I went ahead and talked to Peg Leg and turned in my last 4 trinkets, and you can see here on my DNA strand that I have 3 more of the privateer contracts left. And so we're going to go ahead and get the unlock Entrepreneur Not Pirate, which is when you have to complete all the 12 privateer contracts. I did want to show you this as well before I get into this thing, because after I talked to Peg Leg, obviously there is one of those special, you know, where you find the special clues or whatever. That's right here, so that opened up. Nothing's at the top yet, and then we still also have Biddle's Hideout that we're going to be doing. I'm going to do these first just to kind of keep it separate, and then I'll talk more about these the next time you see it. Okay, so this is the last privateer contract if you're working your way from top to bottom. It's called the Giant and the Storm. There's 5 little ships that you have to take out right when you start off. I didn't really show that because I thought that was kind of self-explanatory. But you basically have to dodge rogue waves, and you also have to sink these 3 ships, but you have to expose their weak point first. It's one of those kind of deals. So obviously it's not hard to sink 3 ships, right, if you're just trying to blow them up. But for whatever reason, I have a fully upgraded ship right now, and maybe I shouldn't have upgraded prior to coming into this. So if you haven't upgraded yet, maybe give it a shot without upgrading and see if it works for you. But I found that every time I unloaded my cannons on one of the ships, they just went down. I mean, they were gone. And in previous missions, they didn't. It would always expose their weak point, and I would take them out, no big deal. And I don't remember increasing my... I don't remember like increasing cannons or anything like that. Like I don't think I did anything with that. I think I just gave myself the defensive upgrades and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, now that I'm 100%, these things go down fast. And so it's not about, I didn't really have an issue of taking out the 3 ships. It was just not killing them before, you know, their weak spot is exposed. And I think I posted this morning on Facebook and my Twitter that I was just having a bad night last night. That's the reason why this video that you're watching now did not come out yesterday, because I spent about 2 hours just doing this same mission over and over and over again. I thought I would have a strategy and then it would fall apart, or I would get 2 out of 3 and then whatever strategy I had wouldn't take out the 3rd ship. So what I'm showing you here is the strategy that I eventually came up with. The first thing I want to do is isolate all of the ships. So you just saw me switch to my chain shot. I took out you know, basically all their sails. Now they can't move. And now when I'm taking on one ship, I don't really have to worry about the other ones firing on me because they're kind of far away. And I really only have to focus on one at a time, which is kind of the way that I like to do this thing. And what you're going to see me do is go to half sail. That's very important. Fully upgraded ship. Make sure you're going half sail. And what you want to do is just drive right into the side of the ships. But not necessarily the side. You want to kind of ram them in the front of their ship, right? You want to kind of just go head on with them as best you can. Well, not head on, but you know what I'm saying. Hit them in the front, but kind of on the side. And you saw right there, it just exposes the weak point. And what I did last night when I went to bed is I actually had this strategy in mind, but I was so frustrated that I was like, you know, it's one of them gaming moments where you're like, man, I just need to go to bed. Wake up in the morning with a fresh mind, and you know what I'm saying, then I'll be able to knock it out. And this is actually, I got up this morning, I posted that thing on Facebook and Twitter, and I was like, I'm gonna try it again. This is actually my first run at it. This was the first time I had played it, and I implemented the strategy and it worked like a charm. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna work for you too. And you can see here, as I'm creeping up on them, I'm just continually hitting X if I see that they're gonna be firing on me. So you know, I don't take a lot of damage. But really, honestly, you could probably take some damage from these, the 2 ships. You see right there, I hit him in the front. The only one you really got to worry about is the one that they call Man of War. It's the biggest of the 3. You can't miss it. Actually, I think it's the last one that I take out. Yeah, it's right there. Now that one, for whatever reason, I always feel like it can take more damage than the other 2. Because when I was using just a regular cannon trying to take them out, I felt like it could take more hits, but I was a little bit worried coming into this one because I was like, I haven't tried ramming it yet, and I was a little bit worried that when I rammed it, I wasn't going to take off enough energy, and then the strategy was going to fail. So I'm freaking out right now. Like, obviously this is, you know, after the fact. I'm doing this commentary after the fact. Normally I do live commentary, but with this one, I kept getting frustrated that I had to do so many takes. So so he's firing on me, and I'm just creeping up on him. And it's kind of hard to see right here because of this rogue wave, but I actually come like kind of crashing down on him. I don't know if you can actually see it, but I hit him right there, and I'm able to take him out. And then it exposes his weak point, and there you go. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's definitely a good strategy. Just make sure that you're hitting in the front of the front of the ship. And that should be enough to get you through that. That's going to be the Giant in the Storm. And then your Entrepreneur, Not Pirate unlock should pop. And that should be enough to carry you through. Okay, so after you've done your last privateer contract, go ahead and head to the mission called Biddle's Hideout. And remember that we're also working on the unlock All Washed Up, which means you have to complete all the naval missions. So not too difficult, but I did want to show it because it is part of the unlock. There's going to be 2 ships with the red target. Obviously, you can see that right there. There's going to be another ship with a yellow target. Just make sure that you don't shoot the ship with the yellow target over it, because we have to do a special mission constraint for that, which I'll talk about in a second. But you can see here that I'm just using the regular cannon shot to take out the first ship, which is doable, but you only have 3 minutes to take out both of the red targets. So what I eventually do is switch to the heat shot, and you can see that here. And to me, those tend to do a little bit more damage than the regular cannon shot. So if you feel like you're running out of time, or even if you want to start off with the heat shot, then that's actually not a bad plan. You can see now that I'm switching back to the chain shot. The second mission constraint is that you have to take out this ship. Basically, it says the terminology broadside, which to me just means you have to take it out from the side, meaning you have to hit it from the side, which is what I'm doing right here. I'm just shooting my chain shot from the side. You can see it there. Take out the Randolph by basically broadsiding it. I thought that you would have to ram it, but you can actually just chain shot it. Basically just take its mass down and you should be okay. And then head up here, you have to take out this guy. Not too difficult, especially if you've already done the Brawlers challenges and stuff, because you're familiar with a lot of different fighting styles. This guy, basically all you have to do is a lot of the A button. You know, make sure that when you counter him, you hit A. Don't just attack him using your X button. Make sure you hit A first. You basically want to knock him down, get you a couple shots in, and then you can always knock him down as well, and then get the cheap shot in when he gets up, which I'm demonstrating for you right now. Now, eventually, after you've done this for, I don't know, I think you get him down to maybe like half his energy or something. There's going to be a cut scene, and you're going to basically take it downstairs, to the lower part of the ship. And basically, here you're just doing the same thing. There are some breakable items in here that I just showed you there, that if you can hit him with those or knock him into those, you're going to kill him a whole lot faster. But you can also, do the typical A trick, knock him down and hit him when he gets up. And that should be enough to earn you the unlock all washed up, but finish the mission Biddle's Hideout. Okay, so the last thing we want to do in sequence 9.0 is go ahead and head to the last icon that shows up on your map after you've completed everything in the video guide so far. Just head to that. It's going to take you to this particular section of the game. You're going to be entering like this weird mansion or whatever. You're going to come to an open area, like the big open room. Take a left and head up this way. I don't know why I didn't notice this the first time I came through here, but I was like, man, where am I supposed to go? But I guess I should have known that it would be the obvious place on the left. But I did want to show it because it kind of confused me. And then head up the wood right there and then jump across to the chandelier. I don't know if it was the lighting on my TV, but I felt like it was really dark in here. So that's really why I wanted to show all of these little puzzles and stuff. You're going to come to another open room. There's going to be a clue that you can examine kind of right in front of you. Go ahead and examine that. That's going to take you through like a cut scene. Then after that, it's going to tell you to analyze some clues. Go ahead and knock that out. There's going to be one there, and then another one over there where the broken vase is. I'm going to show you that too. And that's going to trigger in another cutscene. And I think I skip all the cutscenes. And then as soon as that's over, where you're going to get a mission constraint, you basically have to make it up to the balcony in the given time. Just go ahead and jump across these beams, do a little U-turn here, and just keep going. You're basically just going to get on that chandelier. And then you have to go up one, like you have to climb up one like you just saw me do there. You can't back jump unless you have done that already. So make sure that you climb up one before you try to back jump. And then just head up here and hop across. And there's going to be like a beam on your right. And that's really what you're trying to get to. And then as soon as you hit that, just keep going. And that should trigger in, or that should end that particular little event. Then you want to come through here, take a left. There's going to be like some muskets on the right hand side. Hit that. That's going to trigger another cutscene. I went ahead and skipped that as well just for the sake of the video. And then what you want to do is head right back out. And I'll show you all of this. This is me getting confused because the room is so small. I'm like, where am I? Head out here, and there's going to be like a mask on the wall. It's going to be another little cutscene. And then you just want to follow. Examine that. Push it to the side. And then head through the door. Okay, just keep going all the way through until you get to this area. The portrait's going to fall off the wall. You're basically back where you started at. This is the main room. And now we have to analyze a couple of more clues. It's going to be one on the clock. Now you can see right there that the clock is reading a specific time. We're going to change that in just a second. Go ahead and analyze the other clue. And then the last clue is straight behind you. I think you can probably see it glowing white back there. Go ahead and analyze that as well. And then all you want to do is change the clock to the time that I'm about to show you by using your left thumbstick and your right thumbstick. Just go back up to the clock. You're going to have like a time limit. Now you can analyze the case on the right hand side over there, but if you just change it to the time I'm about to show you, you should be fine. And keep this thing going. Just move your left thumbstick and your right thumbstick until it gets to where it needs to be, and you should be good. keep on heading down. Now once you get all the way down this little tunnel area, it's going to be a place, it's kind of lit up by like a blue glowing light. That's really what you're going for. And you're going to turn the dead body over, and you're going to be able to get the last like clue. Remember, we've been trying to get those clues, and you're going to get the last clue. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and head on out to the map again. I'm going to show you this. Oh, let's do our tally. The Mad Doctor's Castle, and it's going to get 120 points for that. Alright, and then you're going to have that last little mission there, if you will. Go ahead and take that. Now you're going to end up being in this area, and you have 5 minutes to basically solve this little puzzle. The first one that I like to do is the tree. So whenever the cutscene is over and you're able to run around, just kind of do a 180 and go to the left. You'll find this big tree. The reason why I like to do this tree first, and let me go ahead and warn you, in my game, sometimes this particular puzzle glitched. Like I knew how to solve the puzzle, but every time I went to solve it, it wouldn't allow me. So what I had to do was basically restart the game, and then I was able to solve it like the first time. So if you're lining it up like that, basically just put the double circle on the stump, and then put the 3 smaller circles at the base of the trees. But if you're doing that and it's not working, you're solving it. There's just something wrong with the game. So make sure that you just restart your Xbox or whatever. Like I turned mine off and turned it back on, and it fixed it. So I don't know really what was going on there. Then you want to head over here to this rock and just put the put the double circle on the big stump, or the big rock, I should say, and then put the other 2 smaller circles on the other 2 rocks. You should be good there. Then go ahead and come over here, go to the right. There's going to be another tree. Just going to climb all the way up that. And again, you're just putting the double circle. The double circle is kind of what I look at when I do these puzzles as a frame of reference. And I'll show you where to put the double circle here as well. Again, climb up here, analyze that clue.
That is it.
And then this one, you want to put the double circle on the rock right there, and then kind of twist it around until you have the 3 smaller circles, 2 on the tree, 1 on the rock, and you should be good. Yep, that solves that one. And then now you want to just book it all the way across. It's a straight shot. It's going to be another little rock there. You just want to climb to the top of that. There'll be 1 more clue. We have to do some more lining up here, and then we'll be ready to continue with this part of the puzzle. Not really a puzzle anymore, but the level, I should say. Now you just want to put the double circle on the tree that's on the left, and just kind of keep twisting it around until the circles line up with the stump and the other tree, and you're good to go. There'll be a little cutscene.
I know where it is. How in the... You figured it out.
And you'll eventually get right here. There's going to be these dogs that come out. Now you can kill these dogs using the quick time action sequence. But what I find is that if I come over here, sometimes they glitch out and like they just don't move at all. And for whatever reason, during my action sequences, they kept getting me. Like I've killed tons of animals in this game, and they kept just taking my life away. You know what I mean? And you can't lose more than 30% of your health. So I just decided to rush them, and when I did, they kind of glitched. I don't know if that's going to happen in your game or not, but I was having a little bit of trouble with the action sequences, and I'm not sure why, because normally I don't ever get hit by those. So I don't know if they just made them a little bit more, OP, I guess, in that particular stage of the game. I don't know. But I was having some troubles with it, so I figured I would keep that clip in there. Now this is a pretty straightforward like cave, but again, I don't know if it was the way my TV was lit, but I really couldn't see anything. Like right now, I guess it looks like you can see a lot, but in my game it was a little bit darker. I had to color correct this brighter than what it was previously. Normally I have to color correct a little bit darker to compensate for the capture card, but this time I had to compensate and go a little bit lighter, because you still couldn't see anything. So right there, I think I fell down. I don't know if you fall down on purpose there or not, but I did in my game. I don't know if it was supposed to happen that way or I just couldn't see, but I did want to put this in there just in case you're not able to see in your game and you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. Just keep going. You're eventually going to come into a room. I think it's actually right up here. You're going to get like an item. I won't give too much away in terms of the story. But you get like an item, and that's really what you're going for. And then what's going to happen is the cave is going to start like crumbling and cracking or whatever. And I think you have like 15 seconds to get out. I'm going to show you that too. There's the artifact. Or 25 seconds. Then what you want to do is just hop over this thing. It's pretty much a straight shot, and you know, you're just sliding under the rocks that are above you, and then anything that's on the ground, obviously just hopping over it. The main thing here is just hold down RT, and just off of memory, I don't even think I had to actually hit my B button to do the slide, but it might not be a bad idea to, you know, just to do that, just to be sure. And there's your unlocked kid gloves, and that also finishes out that mission. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys be good.